Hello, this is Dr. Brown. Um, I'm going to, in this video, give you a course introduction for Calculus 1, Math 1540. We'll give an overview of the things you'll need to do this semester to be successful. This is roughly the topics we're going to be covering in this session. We're going to be talking about the syllabus. There's going to be an overview of the course resources and where to find them. We'll look at the class schedule and what you need to do each week to keep up. We'll also describe the first assignment to be completed by Friday, January the 17th. We'll look at homework on MyMathLab and then how to communicate with me and get any required help. And then we'll look at proctor tests and how to take them. And then a very quick overview of calculus. First of all, the syllabus is on my EGSC website, which is given here. And if you click in the website, you can get to my Calculus 1 page, which is given here. I'm going to now, you could also get this on D2L, but probably the easiest way is to go to my web page. Now my web page is here. This is the URL address, telstarbob.net, bbrownhome.htm. You can save that in your favorites so you can get here anytime you need to. The first thing you would do is click on you would click on Math 1540 Calculus 1. And from this Calculus 1 main page, you can do just about anything you'll need to do this semester. Just to give you an overview, you start off with the syllabus. There's a note on how to ace calculus, what is calculus, and then there's an introductory email that I sent just for reference. We have a daily schedule, which tells you all the YouTube videos you'll need to watch before class. And then the course introductory video, which I'm recording right now. There's an extra credit assignment on how to be a rocket scientist. And there is a first assignment questionnaire, which I'm going to describe in a minute. Then over the next several sections, you'll see that we'll have things that are you'll have to cover in test 1, test 2, test 3, test 4, and finally the final exam. There are some essential things under each section that you need to do, plus some optional things. I'm going to now go to the syllabus. And this is Spring 2020 Math 1540, CRN 20506. I'm Dr. Bob Brown, your instructor. My cell phone number is 478-494-2592, and my email is given here. And this is a way to contact me by email. I will not be using D2L email. I'll be using strictly cat mail, and that's what you should be looking at every day. My office is close to Atlanta, so I'm not at East Georgia College right now, but you can contact me by phone, and we also can do a teleconference if you need some tutoring. The Math 1540 Calculus 1, our course ID for MyMathLab is Brown 75586. And the course is described here just briefly. And the textbook is University Calculus with MyMathLab. You don't have to buy the textbook, but you can will need MyMathLab to do the required homework. You can look at all the other sections on the learning outcomes, things we'll be looking at in calculus. The evaluation will be done at one of the campuses, at one of the testing centers, Swainsboro, Statesboro, or Augusta. Or if you can't get there, you can take it on ProctorU, which I'll describe a little bit later. We'll be having homework, which will count as one test, then 4 actual tests, counting 100 points, and the final exam counting 100 points. And the final grade is going to be 70% of your test average, which includes the homework being averaged in, plus 30% of the exam grade. There's one additional grading policy which could be helpful for somebody who's not doing well at first, but begins to catch on. If you pass the final, you will pass the course. You can read all the other policies here. You should be aware that if you needed to withdraw without penalty, the date is March the 4th, 2020. A major point here is the calculator policy. You really need to have a TI 8384 graphing calculator, so you'll be able to work some of the problems we'll be doing. You'll be needing to graph equations and do evaluations and so forth. There additional help at the tutorial center hours are given at Statesboro and Swainsboro. And that is basically the syllabus. Then we have the daily schedule. And this tells you for each one of the campuses. The schedule is slightly different for Swainsboro and Statesboro students because the spring break is at different times than what it is for Augusta students. But so you need to notice there's a schedule here for Swainsboro and Statesboro and one for Augusta. For each week, this is a week of January the 13th, January the 20th. These are the sections in the book we'll be covering, and you'll need to look at all the videos here. For instance, the first video here is a YouTube video. You click on it, and it will bring up the lecture for that section. I'm not going to play it here, but that's how you will do it as you continue to go through. And then you will be getting ready for tests. There'll be study guides and practice videos that you can look at and get ready for each of the tests. And finally, we'll have the final for everybody on the week of May the 4th, and the final will be on either May the 7th or May the 8th. Now, as I said, my website, which you can go to and basically see everything you need to do, all the resources except the video notes, which I'm going to show you a moment on D2L. Also, D2L you will see the grades posted there. Now I'm going to look at D2L. D2L for Calculus 1 Section W for Spring 2020 shown here. There will be some future announcements coming up here. A lot of announcements will come through your email also. But right here at the very beginning, you can see Calculus 1 guides and resources, the syllabus, the daily schedule, my home page, and Calculus 1 resources. Now, if you click on the Calculus 1 resources, you'll go back basically to my Calculus 1 page. And from here, you can get ready for just about anything you want to do. Now for the class schedule, You saw it on my website and you saw it on D2L. You need to sign up for MyMathLab homework. You can do that by clicking on this link, which gets you to the Pearson MyMathLab sign up. When you sign up, you'll need to use course code Brown 75586, and the homework dates are shown under the assignments. Now I'm going to go quickly to looks like I'm going to have to log into MyMathLab. Oh, here we are. Here is MyMathLab. When you bring up and log into MyMathLab, you should see Calculus 1 Spring 2020 Math 1540 with our CRN. You would click on that and you'll be in MyMathLab, which if you've had pre-calculus, you know how to use MyMathLab. And the first thing you'll want to do is go into assignments. And here we have homework 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, and so forth and so on. And the due date is given here. And so you'll just click on the homework, do the homework. It is required. Now, I want to make a point here. The homework is absolutely essential. My experience has been, if you don't make at least 80% on the homework, you will not pass the course. Those who passed in recent semesters did actually more than about 85% of the homework. Those who made a D or an F did less than 50% of the homework. I would say consider dropping the course if you feel that you don't have the time to do the homework. But rest assured, I will always be available to help you in any way I can in this course. You can text me, you can email me, or we can have a Zoom video conference. Now, here's the first assignment that needs to be completed by January the 17th. If it's not completed, you could be dropped for non-attendance. It's a very simple assignment because this is simply a questionnaire about your major, what profession you plan to pursue, and so forth and so on. You absolutely need to tell me what EGSC campus location would be best for your test and the final exam. If none work for you, you can respond with Proctor-U. And you can go to proctoru.com and sign up for Proctor-U if you need to. I think you'll have to pay $20, $25 for each test. This is a first assignment continued. A major thing you need to tell me in this questionnaire is for the various tests, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the final, which days you want to take the exam, and also specify AM or PM. Also, could you tell me what your cell number is? You don't have to share this, but it might help communication. And then number 11, share with me anything you care about yourself. This is also not required. And then finally, do you have any questions? And I note that this assignment would be worth 1 point added to your final average. That's definitely worth doing. Now, how to communicate with me and get any required help. The best way to do it is by email. Also, you need to check your email at least once per day. If you don't reply to an email within a couple of days, I'll assume you're not attending and you may be dropped. Call me on my cell phone, which is given here. If you need an answer immediately, I would also like your cell number, as I mentioned. If you have problems with the homework, You can get help by using Ask My Instructor in MyMathLab, and I will reply quickly. I will work it out and maybe make a short video on how to do it. You could also request a Zoom video conference for a tutoring session, or if you want to just talk about a problem, call me. On the next page, if you need a Zoom video conference, you request by email, cell, or text. We'll agree on a day and time. Then I will send you an email invitation to join me in a video conference, and you respond by clicking on the link in the email. The first time this happens, an app will load on your PC, Mac, iPad, or tablet, and then you will join the conference. You may ask questions, I can work problems, and we can discuss anything you wish about the course. The next page is a sample email, which you will see, and it will have a link that you'll click on, and that will initiate the connection to my PC. Now, if you need to use ProctorU for proctor tests, this is when you can't easily get to Swainsboro, Statesboro, Augusta. You will need to go to their website, register with them, and be able to log in. You need to check out your Wi-Fi, which has to be fast. Your computer and a camera must be working, and test your setup with ProctorU. You will notify ProctorU when you plan to take the test within a time frame that I will provide. Usually the time frame will be a 48-hour on Thursday and Friday, the days of the test. And you will have 2 hours for the exam. You can email me with any questions. Now, I'm going to conclude with why we need calculus. I think you'll see that calculus 1 will be a whole new ball game for you. If you did well in pre-cal, you should do well in calculus, but you really have to study and do the homework. Now, we don't need calculus for this position versus time graphs. What you notice is a flat line and a linear line here, one with a positive slope and with a negative slope. This just gives you your position versus time. If you're staying, say, 120 miles from New York, your position is still, and your velocity is 0. If you are going at a constant speed, your position versus time would be a straight line. It would be linear, and your speed would just be the slope of that line, which you can see is 60 miles in 1 hour. And then you get another 60 miles in another hour. And so you're going at a constant velocity in the positive direction. If you started out 120 miles from New York and ended up in 2 hours, 20 miles, you'd be going at a constant velocity of minus 60 miles per hour. I guess going backwards in the negative direction. However, you do need calculus for this. Suppose your position, your height versus time was not a straight line. So here we need calculus to figure out just how fast you're going at, say, 10 seconds after you leave the Earth, and say 30 seconds, how fast are you going? How fast are you going when you reach the peak at 40 seconds? And then how fast you're going at 60 seconds. Here we need calculus, and I'll give you a little preview. We'll be doing things like calculating the slope of a tangent line. A tangent line is a line that just touches the curve at one point. The slope is positive. If it's positive, the slope is 0 there. In fact, when it gets to the peak, its velocity is 0. Then finally, as it comes down, it will have a negative velocity because it's coming down to hit the ground. There's also something called logistics growth. You might have a particular echo environment that can support a given population size versus time. And this particular curve is not linear, and it does sort of flatten out as the population that can be supported is not increasing. Also, we don't need calculus for this. If you've got a circle, a square, a triangle, or a rectangle, and you want to calculate the area, we have formulas for these, which don't require calculus. However, if you had a curve and you needed to find the area under the curve between A and B, you need calculus, and that's called integral calculus. Well, that's just a quick overview. I wish everybody a lot of luck. Good luck to everybody. Please ask me for help any time you need it.